Now from the land of 10,000 lakes, we've got afternoon baseball from Target Field in Minneapolis. Today, it's the home opener for this new season between the Toronto Blue Jays and the Twins. Folks around here in high spirits. Matt Vasgersian with you on a day that's been circled on their calendars since about midwinter. I'm joined by Eric Karros and Steve Lyons. And Steve, as we get set to get things going, it's the pitching that has to be considered one of the strong points on this ball club.
Yeah, and pitching is going to be important for these guys. No question about it. They're only going to go as far as this group right here is going to take them. And to me, it looks like a staff that's capable of getting the job done.
All right, the stage is set. The starters get their final tosses in out in the bullpen, and we've got a good one in store for you, folks. Play-by-play is coming up next. The crowd is ready to erupt as their guys get set to take the field. Let's join public address announcer Mike Carlucci.
And now, your 2019 Minnesota Twins.
Quickly now, we'll look at the two men who'll get the starting assignment here in this home opener. With that, a look at John Gibbons' lineup for the visiting Blue Jays. What's the key for them to win this series opener, Steve?
Well, Matt, this team has elite speed, so all you have to do is keep the ball on the ground, focus on hitting line drives, and play small ball.
Ulysses Chacín gets the ball for the opener in front of these hometown fans. Eric, any thoughts?
Well, Matty, last year he had an ERA over 4. For a starting pitcher, that's a bit high. Looking to have a better year this season.
And with a quick breather here, let's give you a look at how the Twins stack up defensively. It's brought to us by Majestic. Any thoughts, Eric?
Well, Matty, when you're talking about watching somebody throw a ball across the diamond, this guy throws it like a laser. Over at third base, doesn't have the great range, but if he gets his hands on it, oh my, can he throw it.
First pitch forthcoming as Jose Reyes is set to go.
Jose Reyes.
Underway now in the home opener as the first pitch is in there for a called strike one. Eric, these Twins as they take the field here this afternoon. It's official now. They will not go 162-0 as they were handed their first loss of the season last time out.
I think it's just going to be a matter of putting yesterday behind you. It wasn't their finest performance of the year, that's for sure, but they're capable of playing much better ball, and I think we'll see a sharper focus here on this one.
Melky Cabrera will stand in hoping he can be the same kind of run producer he was yesterday when he drove in 3 of his guys' 4 eventual runs. Started to go around, but it's ruled strike one anyway. Can't complain a bit about the weather here. 75 degrees our temperature at first pitch. Chacín's ready. Here's the 0-1. And he couldn't pull that one back as he clearly broke the plane to the plate, and that'll be ruled a strike. Trying to get Cabrera to chase there, but it's 1-2.
And I think that might have been a little bit of a purpose pitch right there up in the zone. Now I think he's going to come back down with something to try to get that strikeout.
And he'll lay off the curveball that's in the dirt that time, and it's back to even now at 2-2.
And when he's down 0-2, he's smart enough to know guys are going to try and get him to chase. So now at 2-2, he's got himself back to a spot where he doesn't have to go after a pitcher's pitch.
Liner towards second. A screaming base hit here, his first of the night.
Yeah, he had a chance to put him away. Had him down 0-2. Tried to get him to chase a couple of times, but he wouldn't do it. And he winds up making contact on a good pitch there.
Joe Mauer takes his first shot here with the runner at first now and one away. First things first, here's a throw over. And he just manages to get his hand in.
Simple throw over there.
Good bite to the slider, and he takes strike one. And there are the umpires working this one. Calling balls and strikes is Mr. Patrick Johnson.
Yeah, Patty Johnson back there. Good umpire. I know some pitchers have felt the squeeze at times on the corners, but I still think he does a good job of rewarding guys for making good pitches.
0-1, here's the pitch. Inside with the slider, and that'll back him up a bit.
I think he was trying to get that slider in on his hands, but I don't think he meant for it to get in that far. I think he just released it a little too late.
Throw over to first, and he'll get dirty, but he's back in safely. Runner at first here, one man out. And he pumps the fastball by him here. 1-2 now.
Now, he's probably lucky he didn't make contact on that one.
And a slider runs in on him as he has to lean out of the way. There goes Cabrera. Pitch inside the throw. And he got him at second on a perfect throw.
Well, you know, so much for that first hit of the game. Now he's going to try to press his luck and take second, but a good throw cuts him down.
And we're just getting started here in Minneapolis. And he lost him here on 3-2 as that pitch misses. It's ball 4.
Batting fourth, center fielder number 28.
Colby Rasmus will get his first shot now. He too had 3 knocks in yesterday's win. First delivery to him on the way. Into the seats, 0-1. And he falls behind 0-2. Ready with the 0-2. Can't quite get the low outside corner there. It's 1-2.
Yeah, and when that pitch starts off outside, it's much easier to get a better view of it and then just lay off.
A runner on first with 2 away. Got him swinging, and that will end the inning. 1 left for Toronto. And now the Twins will go to work on offense. We've got no score. A chance now from Target Field to take a look at the Twins lineup in this one. Who are you focused on, EK?
You know, I'm looking forward to seeing if that man hitting 8th can stay hot. He's coming off a multi-home run game, and he'll try and build off that momentum. We'll see if they try to approach him any differently throughout this game.
Irvin Santana, the right-handed native of the Dominican Republic, will be the starter. EK, what's the word on him?
Well, Matty, remember last year he had an ERA in the low 3s. Very dependable, very consistent. One of the most reliable pitchers in the game.
And with that, let's give you a look at the defensive alignment for the Blue Jays. It's brought to us by Majestic. EK, what do you got?
Well, guys, this manager loves to do the defensive shifts. So we're going to see a lot of odd formations as the game goes along. I can't wait to see how it works.
Byron Buxton comes to the plate to lead things off here in the bottom half of the first.
Center fielder, Byron Buxton.
And a good slider here to start the at-bat, but it's ruled a ball, 1-0. And, Eric, the Blue Jays, as they enter play here this afternoon, they come in 2-1 on the young season and off to a good start.
And they were able to put together a good performance in the victory yesterday afternoon, so they'll see if they can keep it going here.
Pitch to the plate is a slider for a strike, and it's all knotted up at 1-1. No offer on that one. 2 balls and a strike. Set to deliver on 2-1. And just never could commit to the swing there, but he went around, and it's even now at 2-2. Squared that one up just a little late. Started to go. Did he hold up in time? Yes, says the first base umpire. It's ball 3 now. Now the fastball is right by him as he swings and misses for the first out of the inning.
Well, nobody in that dugout is going to give him high fives for striking out. But, you know, at least he forced that starter to expend a lot of energy here to get the job done. You know, in the first inning, that won't be lost on his teammates.
Stepping in, Tomas Castro. He'll get to take his first cuts here. Chop foul at the plate, strike 1. Another one fouled off, and he's quickly behind 0-2. Line down the left field line. But this will be foul. He's ready. Here's the 0-2 pitch. This is pulled into right. But he'll barely have to move out there in right as he hauls this one in for the second out.
The minute he hits that, he's thinking it's a base hit all the way, but it's one of those situations where you get penalized for hitting the ball too hard. And this stayed up long enough to find the outfielder's glove out there.
Here's the catcher, Yan Gomes. As he'll take a look at a slider here that finds the zone for strike one. And he misses with it, 1-1. This one's down to third. Lowry's there. Throw on to Mauer will be in time, and that retires the side. Down go the Twins in order. After one, no score. Brett Lowry will lead things off here as it'll be 5, 6, and 7 due up to kick off the second.
Brett Lowry.
Chacin gets the sign. First pitch on its way. Took a little off, and it's in for a called strike one.
And he's probably not going to throw too many first pitch changeups. That's a pretty darn good call.
A little quick on that swing, and he finds himself behind 0-2. Into the windup. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. And he reaches for one out of the zone and misses rather badly for the first out.
Well, you know when you get 2 strikes on you, you go into that protection mode up there at the plate. Let's see where this pitch winds up. Oh, yeah. That thing's nowhere near the strike zone, and that's a good job of making a guy go fishing for something he didn't really want to hit.
Standing in now, Elvis Baroa. As he'll take a look at ball one. Not close. It's 2-0.
Yeah, and he didn't even have to think twice about that one. And now he's got a good hitter's count here, 2-0.
Two-0 pitch on the way. Late swing on the hitter's count. Still a good count for him now, however, at 2-1. Into the windup. Here's the 2-1 pitch. To 2-2 now.
2-2.
No score here as we play inning number 2. Chop foul at the plate, and we'll do it again. Into the windup. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. Oh, and he can't catch up to the fastball as he swings and misses for the second out.
That's now 3 straight strikeouts going back to last inning. Whatever he's throwing, it's working up there.
Brennan Bosch.
Brennan Bosch will dig in now. He had a couple of hits in yesterday's contest. Ready with the first pitch. Here it comes. Chopped toward the second baseman. Escobar is up with it. Throw on to Davis takes care of him, and that'll end the inning. So no runs, no hits, no errors, and no one left. On now to the bottom of the second, and we are tied 0-0. Ike Davis strides into the box now to lead off the home half of the second inning.
And this is a guy that can make a big change in this game with one swing of the bat because you know he has big-time power.
Infield in the overshift here. Now the pitch. Starts him out with a slider for a strike. Off the plate and in. Hits a ball and a strike.
And that's the right spot for that slider. Really try hard to tie him up inside. And that's a good job to lay off, too.
Here it comes on 1-1. And he'll come back with one in the dirt as the count moves to 2-1 now. And they'll back him off a bit with a fastball in, but it's 3-1 now.
Now this one sets up a big pitch because you don't want to lose that leadoff guy in a scoreless ball game.
Set to deal. Here's the 3-1. 3-1 pitch is a slider, and he can't pull the trigger. It's 3-2 now. Here's a swing and a high pop-up. Drifting toward the third base dugout. 1 away.
Batting fifth, third baseman, Miguel.
Into the box, Miguel Sato, as he'll get his first opportunity in this one. Fastball here too low, and it's 1-0. Bottom of the second here with no score. In for a strike. It's 1-1. One of the things that makes him so tough to hit, the ability to put his pitches right on the black.
Yeah, I mean, you watch the catcher's glove on some of these, and it literally does not move. That's how good his stuff is.
Way outside, nearly to the backstop. 2-1.
When you start that pitch off the edge, most guys know well enough to lay off. You've got to start it on the edge if you want him to chase.
Smoked on the ground left side. And a base hit into left field, so they've got themselves a one-out base runner.
As we look at that again, you know, this is not a bad pitch by any stretch. If he throws this pitch 10 times, I bet he gets him out 9 of them. But here you just have to tip your cap to the guy at the plate.
Oswaldo Arcia will get his first cuts here. The fastball here as he'll take a look at ball 1, 1-0.
I think that's consistent with how the strike zone gets called nowadays. You know, that's a strike in the rule book, but most umpires won't give you that pitch anymore.
Here's a high pop-up. And this will be corralled by Mauer, and that's out number 2.
Batting seventh, left fielder
Peter Barney set to take his first cuts with a man at first and 2 away.
Yeah, and he's going to have to find a gap to give that man on first a chance to score.
First pitch of the at-bat on its way. In there at the knees, strike 1. Now a fastball here, not close, and it's 1-1 now.
Well, that's a good thing that pitch was above the strike zone, because a few inches lower, and that ball's right in his wheelhouse.
And he lays off upstairs, but it's ruled a strike, and he can't believe it. 1-2.
Right back inside with a fastball. This time, he got the call.
And a slider runs away from him there, and the count levels at 2-2. Swing and a miss. Blew the fastball right by him, and the inning is over. 1 left for Minnesota. We'll move to the third with no score. Welcome back to Minneapolis, Minnesota. Time now for the third inning to get underway from Target Field. Greg Delgado is into the box as we are all set to begin the third.
second baseman, Greg Delgado.
Chacin steps into the windup. Here's the first pitch. And he starts the number 8 hitter with a strike. 0-1. A lot of movement that time. It's 0-2.
Yeah, kind of a late decision to swing there. Even if he hits that thing, that might just be a routine fly to right.
And a wasted pitch there. 1-2.
A good high fastball. Maybe something to try and change the eye level there. Now, I might anticipate another slider down in the zone. Maybe even in the dirt.
To 2 balls and 2 strikes now.
You know, I think you have to ask yourself, was he trying to throw a fastball for a strike right there? Or was he just trying to set me up for that changeup away?
And this misses, so that'll fill the count at 3-2. You have to figure that he's really going to need to keep the walks in check if he's going to have success here.
I was thinking the same thing. No free rides. You got to make these guys earn it.
Chopped down the first baseline, but it's a foul ball, says the first base umpire. He's ready. Now the payoff pitch. And another foul ball. Locked in a good battle. Here comes another one. Hit out towards second. Escobar fields it cleanly. Throw to first in time, and the leadoff man is gone to start the third.
Batting ninth, catcher, Josh Thole.
So 1 gone in the inning now for the catcher, Josh Thole. Into the windup and the pitch. Lays off 1-0.
Sometimes all it takes is just one call to go against you, like that one right there, and then you get yourself out of your own rhythm. You got to be able to put that behind you and move on.
Third inning, no score to this point. This one's a strike. It's 1-1. Hit hard up the middle. And that is through into center field for a 1-out single.
And you know, that's what they needed. It's just a 1-out single, nothing too amazing. But now at least you get that guy into the stretch and maybe give your guys a little hope up there.
Back to the top of the order now. And stepping in is the shortstop, Jose Reyes. Fastball too high, and it's 1-0.
Pretty good speed here coming out of that left-handed batter's box, so it's no sure thing that a ground ball means a double play.
Runners on first with 1 down. There goes the runner. Drilled down the line, but a foul ball. 1-1. Ready to deal. Here's the 1-1. 1-1 pitch is a slider that's cut on and missed for strike 2. Runner at first here, 1 man out. And he gripped that one a bit too tightly as it broke down and just about got him. On the ground to second base. This could be 2. And they'll get the fielder's choice play at second, but that's all. Now, and this does not look pretty as he's taking all the weight off that left leg. Unfortunately, I think this is going to be an injury that may sideline him for a significant amount of time. So a runner at first with 2 away, and striding in is the left fielder, Melky Cabrera. First pitch coming. Here it is. Pitch is a cold strike. The throw. And he can't hold on to the throw as it short hops him and eats him up.
If you're a stolen base kind of guy, most of your stolen bases are on the pitcher, not the catcher. But this was a slide step that he used right here, and he still stole the base. I think you got to blame the catcher for this one.
Runner in scoring position at second with 2 down. That's over, but low. It's a ball and a strike. Well, we'll give you a look there at the graphic. Stolen base number 2 here in the first week of the season. Taken high and deep to right. Arcia going back. He's there to track it down, and that'll end the inning. A golden opportunity to get on the board here goes for naught. Back with more fun here on a Friday afternoon after this. Abe Pittman is into the ballgame here as he takes over behind the plate.
Now catching, number 33, Abe Pittman.
Eduardo Escobar takes into the box in the bottom of inning number 3.
Second baseman, Eduardo Escobar.
First pitch on its way. Here's Santana right back at it now as he jumps ahead of the leadoff man. It's 0-1.
And against a guy like this, you're usually only going to get one pitch to hit in that bat. Sometimes you might not even get that, so that's one he may want back.
Set up away with the changeup, but it's 1-1. Swing and a little tapper, but it gets foul. Here he comes on a ball and 2 strikes. Still 1-2 as he fouls it away. The 1-2 pitch. High pop up. And this is handled by Mauer, and there's your first out.
Batting ninth, the shortstop, Pedro
Digging in,
Florimon.
Pedro Florimon, as the switch hitter will take his cuts left-handed here.
You know, and this is his power side from the left side. He's got quite a bit more pop in that bat hitting left-handed.
And here's a slider that's nowhere close, and it's 1-0. Bottom of inning number 3, 0-0 our score. That one will get out of play, and the count evens up at 1-1. And did he go around? No, he did not. Ball 2.
He just about went around. He was lucky to put on the brakes when he did.
And this ball is crushed deep down the right field line. And that's going to wind up hooking just a bit foul, so a missed opportunity there. Not where he wanted that fastball to be, and it's 3-2 now.
And there you see the leadoff man on deck, and you know they'd love to get someone on base when this lineup turns over.
Swinging a high pop-up straight back, though it looks as though he'll have room back there. And he'll stay with it to put it away as they get their man here for the second out.
The center fielder, number 25,
Byron Buxton will stand in here. He was set down on strikes to start the home first.
And remember, they got him on a fastball, so I got to figure they're going to attack him the exact same way.
First pitch hack in here, and that's the first strike.
Well, he's gotten away here early with leaving some of these pitches out over the middle of the plate, especially to start some of these at-bats.
Fastball called for strike 2. 2 out, nobody on. Oh, he went for the knockout pitch that time, but a good eye. 1-2.
Oh, classic strikeout pitch there on 0-2. It's one he loves going to, but great recognition there at the plate to lay off.
Trying to strike him out for the second time. Fought off at the plate, and will do it again. Here he comes on a ball and 2 strikes. And it's to 2-2 now with the bases empty and 2 gone here in the inning. Swung on and missed, and that's the final out of the inning. So very nice work there by Santana. Still 0-0. Joe Mauer is ready here as we begin the top of the 4th.
Well, they still don't have any runs on the board yet, so getting this leadoff man on base would be huge.
Behind on that one, now behind in the count, 0-1. Chacin looks in, 0-1 on its way. Line drive to center field, and a base hit, so the leadoff man is on to begin the inning.
The center fielder, number 28, Colby Rasmus.
Let's get another look at this swing in show motion. You see, this pitch is down, but look at his head. Right on the ball all the way. And then you see his hands leading right through the zone. Just drives this ball right back up the middle.
Colby Rasmus will stand in for the second time now as he looks at a called strike. It's 0-1. Not much to shout about for either team here as we start the 4th inning. 0-0.
Yeah, I think we kind of knew that pitching might take the upper hand here. Maybe not to this extent, but both guys have really thrown the ball well.
Gets on top of one here and chops it foul right at home plate. Good job of holding up on the low ball there, and it's 1-2.
Maybe a good opportunity here to show him a changeup, give him a different look.
Nobody out, runner on first. Tap fouled at home plate. 1-2, here it comes. And they take him out of the zone here, and he obliges. Not the greatest of swings there for the first out.
When you're already in the hole at the plate, the last thing you want to do is keep digging, but that's what he's doing up there. That's the second time he struck out in the ball game, and it's another instance where his pitch selection is really doing him in.
Here's the third baseman, Brett Lawrie, as he takes a fastball off the plate for a ball, 1-0. Chopped foul right at home plate. And he lays off for a ball, 2-1. Over at the knees, and that's the second strike.
2 strikes.
That misses, and it's going to set up a big pitch now, 3-2.
Now the question, do you send the guy on 3-2 with 1 out? You figure you're going to get something around the plate.
He's set. Here's the 3-2. Drilled right back up the middle. That's through for a base hit, and he's 1 for 2 now.
A little bad luck there defensively. If that's hit at an infielder, it's a double play. But instead, now you're in hot water here with 1 away.
Into the box now, Elvis Baroa, as the first pitch to him is a changeup that can't find the zone. It's ball one.
That changeup away is his ground ball pitch. That's a good job to hold off.
Here comes the 1-0. Just missing here, 2-0.
Boy, he better get it back together here with two guys on already. He's starting to lose location of that strike zone. He's got to throw a strike right here.
The 2-0 on the way. That one's more like it, he says. Back to 2-1 now.
And at the plate, if you've got an umpire helping you out, no reason to go after a borderline pitch on 2-0.
Hit on the ground down the first baseline. Davis has got it, and he is in there. Into the box now, Brennan Bosch. He got on top of one and was a ground out victim last time.
And Matt, with the double play in order, they'll obviously be looking to induce another ground ball out of him right here.
He's ready. Here's the first offering. Smoked on the ground up the middle, and that is through into center field. A base hit. One run scores, and not in time as the second run scores.
Now batting, second baseman
Greg Delgado stands in. He's 0 for 1 after grounding out. Here comes the first pitch. Below the knees, 1 ball, no strikes.
And now's where he can't get discouraged out there. He's still pitching well, only down 2-0. Still plenty of time left to turn it around.
A good tailing fastball for a strike, 1-1. Swing and a little blooper to center. Buxton comes on now and makes the catch in shallow center for round number 2. Abe Pittman gets a shot here with 2 on and 2 out here in the 4th.
And a big 2-out at bat right here. You know, it's still early in this game, but you don't want to have to look back on this as a major missed opportunity later on.
Pitch popped up. Oh, and he botches it.
Being out there during day games, I can tell you, it is no fun trying to find the baseball against a high sky like this. And here, he just doesn't pick it up.
0-1, here it comes. Off-speed pitch in the dirt as he takes it for a ball.
Boy, he's in trouble enough already, and a wild pitch would only make things worse.
And he'll fall behind now to 1-2. Late making contact on that swing, and will do it again on 1-2. And that misses 2-2. Where do you go from here?
I think he's set up for something off speed. If you can put that changeup below his knees, you won't come within a foot of it.
Good swing on a tough pitch, and he'll stick around to see another one. All even at 2-2. Here it is. Good job to spoil that one away, and he stays alive. 2-2 count. Here it comes. Grounded up the first baseline. And he'll step on the bag himself, and the inning is over. So 2 runs on 3 hits, 1 twin error, and 2 left. To the bottom of inning number 4 we go. The Jays lead it 2-0. Leading off the inning, Tomas Castro, as they'll look to get something going here and even this game up.
And in a pretty close game so far, they'd love to see this guy get on base so they can get a rally started to get back in this thing.
He slaps that one away, and the count will be 0-1. Off the plate, 1 ball, 1 strike. Fastball not close, and he runs it to 2 balls and a strike. Swing and a ball chopped foul right at home plate. Even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. And a check swing here, but the bat clearly breaks the plane as he's set down for the first out.
The batter.
You know, it seems like every time we check these out and show motion, it always looks like the bat breaks the plane. Look here, sure enough, I don't think he holds up in time. Looked to me like that was the right call.
Here's the catcher, Yan Gomes. Hey now. No runs, just 1 hit, and 1 error make up the totals for the Twins to this point. Up top, it's 2-0. Chop fouled over towards the coaching box. Ready to deal. Here's the 2-1. Chops it foul at home plate as the count moves to 2-2 now. Bases are empty, 1 man out. And he's getting his money's worth up there now. It's full, 3-2. Waiting on deck is Ike Davis. And he lost him here on 3-2 as that pitch misses. It's ball 4.
First walk he's given up so far, and when you combine that with just 1 hit, it's not hard to see why these guys are having a lot of trouble scoring runs.
Ike Davis is into the box for his second at-bat. He popped out into foul territory his first time up.
Yeah, his swing definitely broke down a little bit last time. He got way underneath the ball. It'll be interesting to see if he can make that adjustment and stay on top of the ball here.
Now a swing, and he pops him up right up the chute. This may be tough behind the plate, and he'll put this one away in foul territory for the second out.
Now batting,
Miguel Sato is the batter. Got a base hit in his first trip.
And fellas, that's still their only hit in the game so far. They've been pretty well shut down.
And he gets ahead here with the fastball. Strike 1. Very weakly on the ground, but that one rolls foul. Lays off that time, and it's 1-2.
Pretty good discipline right there with 2 strikes. That's a tough sweeping slider, difficult to lay off, but he did it.
Hit hard down the line. A dive, but it's off his glove. And he'll reach first as they can't make the play on him.
now batting, right fielder, Oswaldo Arcia.
Oswaldo Arcia in now, hopped out in his first trip. From the stretch, And he takes a cold strike. 0-1. 2 down, runners at first and second. And it's quickly 0-2. Protecting on 0-2, so we'll do it again. Has to be thinking strikeout here. That's inside and low. It's a ball and 2 strikes.
Still now on 1 and 2, you don't have to make the perfect pitch out there. The count is still well in your favor on the mound.
Santana working on 68 pitches to this point in the afternoon. Little chopper back to the mound. On to first, and the Twins are turned away here as the side is retired. So it's no runs on a hit, no errors, and 2 men left on. We played 4 full. Toronto leads this one 2-0. So it's back to the top of the order now. And stepping in is the shortstop, Jose Reyes.
Jose Reyes.
Ready to deliver. Here's the first pitch. Outside target here, and he hits it for strike 1. Just a bit late, and he's fallen behind 0-2. The windup and the 0-2 pitch. And he starts to go after it. Question was, did he hold up in time? Yes, indeed, says the third base umpire. Ripped down the line. And a reach to his backhand, but he can't come up with it, and the leadoff man's aboard. The throw into second, and he's out trying to stretch it into a double, so a costly mistake here leading off the inning. Melky Cabrera will dig in now. A single and a fly out for him in 2 trips thus far.
And you know, I think he's had a good approach in each of his first 2 at-bats. He seems to be seeing the ball well and putting some decent swings on it.
And a changeup here misses off the corner to start him out. It's ball 1. 2 runs, 6 hits, and no errors in the game for Toronto. Grounded to the right. And he'll take this to the bag himself, and there are 2 away now.
First baseman number 8, Joe Mauer.
Joe Mauer digs in. He reached on a single and would later wind up scoring in his last at-bat. To first. On to first with it himself is Davis, and the inning is over. 1, 2, 3 go the Blue Jays. They're up 2-0. Peter Barney will stand in to start things out here in the home half of the 5th. And you get the sense, Steve, that this crowd's been pretty well taken out of the ballgame to this point.
Yeah, they pretty much had to sit on their hands all afternoon. Not a lot to get excited about so far. And I think that's a credit to that man out there on the mound. He's cut right through this lineup for the first 4 innings.
Santana gets the sign. First pitch on the way. And boy, a high strike called there. That's not all that consistent, but it's strike 1.
Well, you get the sense that what they need is one big hit from anybody in the lineup. If they could get one, it could get them right back in this game, because right now they just seem out of it.
Into the windup. Here comes the 0-1. Barely able to make contact. Down 0-2 now. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. Hot shot on the ground is short. Throw by Reyes is right there for the first out.
Now batting, second baseman,
Eduardo Escobar in now, hopped out in his first trip. Sends that one out of play for strike one. Here's the 0-1 pitch. This is swung on and lifted down the left field line, but it'll get back into the crowd as he jumps ahead of him now, 0-2. And oh, look out, up and in and nearly took his head off.
And you know what? That's not a big breaking ball coming up high and tight. That's going to get your attention a little.
Chopped foul at the plate. It'll remain 1-2. Hit hard towards second. Solid base hit for him, his first of the afternoon.
Yeah, this might have caught a little too much of the inside part of the plate. I think he wants us in a little tighter, but didn't get it in all the way, and it winds up costing him.
Settling in now, Pedro Florimon. He'll swing it from the left side right here. Called a strike on the outer half, 0-1.
And you know, if you're going to challenge a guy up in the zone with a fastball, why not do it on the first pitch? A lot of times he's going to be taken anyway, and you just bought yourself a strike that you can now throw anything off of.
Ready with the 0-1 pitch. Pitch swung on and hit in the air. Rasmus has a read on it. And he makes the catch for the second out. Byron Buxton will stand in for the third time now. Still without a hit, so that streak could be in a bit of jeopardy.
And I think that's in the back of his mind, but it's not something he's really focused on. He just wants to get up there and put a good swing on the ball.
And a high strike there, 0-1.
And you can see him trying to be a little bit more patient here. He's got 2 strikeouts already, but he's got to be careful not to fall too far behind.
2 out with the man at first. And that's in there as well, 0-2 now.
Yeah, 1 pitch away now from getting through 5 shutout innings. And I'll tell you what, the way he's throwing, this could turn out to be a night off for the bullpen.
Swing and a miss, and that ends the inning. When we return, we'll see Colby Rasmus start things out. It's the Blue Jays 2 and the Twins nothing. And there is Colby Rasmus now. He'll try and get things started as we begin inning number 6. Couple of righties starting to loosen now in the bullpen. And this is fouled back and out of play. And there's ball 1.
1-1.
Had nibbled the corner there, but missed 2-1.
A much better approach here at the plate so far. He's not working from behind in the count like he has his first few at-bats.
And the pitch on 2-1. He's fallen behind now, 3-1. Brett Lawrie waits on deck. And he'll just get a piece here as this is chopped foul at home plate. Trying to strike him out for the third time. Now a swing and a fly ball. Nearly a big fly to start the inning. Instead, a foul ball. Tough pitch to lay off, but he did, and it's ball 4, so the leadoff hitter's aboard to start the 6th.
Sometimes this is just what you need. You know, you're in the middle innings now. You can grind out a walk, make that guy throw a few pitches, get him into the stretch. That's where you can finally put him away.
Brett Lawrie will stand in now following the leadoff walk, and might we see a bunt attempt here in a 2-run ball game?
Every extra run helps. It's a possibility, but I think they'll probably let him take his chances swinging away.
Before the first pitch, a check at first. A dive, but he's back. Chacin comes set. Here it comes. Rounded down the third baseline. Scooped up. Throw on to first, and one third baseman grounds out to the other. One away.
Up next for the Blue Jays,
Elvis Baroa stands into the box. He's 0 for 2 so far in this one. Ball chopped foul right at home plate, and it's 0-1. In front of the changeup, and he can't keep it fair. 2 strikes on him now. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. Might have been looking to find that outside corner, but he couldn't quite get it there. It's 1-2.
Not a real good 0-2 there. You don't necessarily want it in the zone, but you do want to at least give him something to think about.
Ready on 1-2. Started to chase there. They'll appeal it down to third, and no swing. It's ball 2. The 2-2 pitch. A little late on the fastball, but he's able to spoil that one off, and he'll get another chance. Here's the pitch on 2-2. And now a slider in there for a called third strike, and there are 2 gone now.
And that slider's been an effective pitch for him, no doubt. As you take a look there, what his pitch breakdown looks like so far.
Brennan Bosch will dig in 1 for 2. He grounded out the first time and followed that with a base hit in his second plate appearance. First offering on its way. A fastball here as he'll take a look at ball 1. 1-0. EK, the starter, creeping up on 100 pitches now, but that number alone doesn't appear to be affecting him too much at all.
Yeah, he still looks sharp. Still, with the way that teams handle pitchers nowadays, I don't think he'll wind up going much further.
The 1-0 delivery. And he'll try to hold back the swing, but he'll do so unsuccessfully as that's ruled a strike. A little behind on that swing, and now he'll try to shorten up maybe and protect the plate. A ball and 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. Tried to shoot the corner, and he missed it. 2-2.
And you know, the catcher there was set up inside, yet that pitch was all the way on the other side of the plate.
2 out here and a runner at second. hot shot down the line. But this is going to be a foul ball as that keeps things at 2-2. Sharply hit ball back up the middle. And that's through into center field. Base hit. Around third is Rasmus heading home. Throws there, and he is out on a beautiful throw as he just came up firing that time.
On the money.
Blue Jays held in check, but they're on top 2-0. Tomas Castro will stand in to lead things off as the top of this batting order really hasn't been much of a factor so far.
Yeah, and between the top 3 guys in this lineup, no hits between them. And you got to figure you're not going to win too many games when that's the case.
And some action now in the Toronto bullpen as a right-hander starts to get loose. First offering to him stays upstairs. It's a ball and no strikes. Look out, 2-0 now.
Well, not close on either of these first 2 pitches. He's going to have to find the release point quick before he loses the leadoff guy.
Two 2-0 count and the pitch. 3-0 now.
Well, he almost hit him on the last pitch, and he's showing he doesn't care. He's coming right back inside.
And that one misses, so the leadoff man will head down to first on ball 4 to start the bottom of the 6th.
Yeah, nothing on the scoreboard yet, so maybe this can be a start as he's on base to lead off the inning.
Yan Gomes stands in, reached on a walk in his last trip. And this is low, ball 1.
Now here's a good spot to finally break through against this guy. You've got the leadoff man on, the heart of the order's coming up, and maybe this is a good chance to get that goose egg off the scoreboard.
Now some definite signs of life in that Toronto bullpen. Both a lefty and a right-hander begin to throw. And a strike to even the count. 1-1.
And that has been the comfort zone so far in this outing. He's just lived on that outside corner, and it's paid big dividends for him.
Santana will go over to first here, and a dive, but he's back. That's in there on the outer half. 1-2 now. I'll tell you, he's been living on that corner all afternoon.
And you can tell guys at the plate, they're starting to get frustrated. He just hasn't made many mistakes at all, and when he has, they've been out of the zone.
Throw over to the bag, and the runner back. Set to deal on a ball and 2 strikes. A little bouncer. A runner at first with no outs here. Swing and a miss on the fastball, and that's the first out.
Right over the top here with the 4-seam fastball. Good drive through the release. Just threw it right by him at the letters.
Here's Ike Davis now. And I believe they'll say he broke the plane, as yes he did. It's ruled a strike. A softly hit ball here, foul off to the left side, and it's strike 2 now. 2 quick strikes, and now the 0-2. Heading out towards shallow right. Bosch moving to his left. He hauls it in without any trouble, and there are 2 away. Miguel Sato come in now with 2 away, and to this point at least, so much for having the 3, 4, 5 guys get the rally started.
Yeah, it's been an important inning for that man out there on the mound. He's held his ground, and he may get through the teeth of this lineup, still holding on to that lead.
Chop foul right at home plate. It's strike 1. He's ready. Here's the 0-1. Fouled back. Here's the 0-2. Swung on, and he went fishing in the dirt. The throw to first is in time, and the inning is over. Twins wind up stranding 1. They're still down. It's 2-0. Welcome back to Target Field here in Minneapolis. 7th inning coming up with the Jays out in front as we give you a look at our game summary to this point. Sam LeCure is out from the bullpen now as he'll be making his first appearance of this young season.
Sam LeCure.
Greg Delgado will step in now. He's bounced out and flown out in his first 2 plate appearances.
Delgado.
And here's a fastball called for strike 1.
Yeah, nice to get that call right out of the bullpen.
Fastball. Whoa, look out. That just about got him in the coconut.
He did not like that one bit. You know, it's one thing to work in with the hard stuff, but don't do it around the dome.
One and one. Here it is. Swing and a miss on the fastball, and it's 1-2.
Nothing fancy. 3 fastballs so far in this at-bat. He could go just about anywhere from here.
Got him swinging in the dirt. Gomes has it. And the throw is there to record the first out.
The catcher number 3.
Oh, this one could have been trouble. But that's a nice play behind the plate to clear himself of the runner and then make a good throw on to first base to get the put out.
Into the box, Abe Pittman, as the first pitch to him is off the plate for a ball, 1-0. One out, nobody on. Down the third baseline, but a foul ball, 1-1. He's set. Here comes the 1-1. Up and in on the hands. It's 2 balls and a strike. Now he gets on top of one here and chops it foul right at home plate. Bases are empty, 1 man out. Looks at a fastball low here, and it's full, 3-2.
He knows the drill out there. You got to make him swing the bat. Cannot be giving up walks at this stage of the game because those could be fatal.
And he strikes him out as well. So make it back-to-back punch-outs here to the first 2 men he faces out of the bullpen.
I'd say he's made a pretty good impression since coming on. With 2 batters, 2 strikeouts to start the inning.
Jose Reyes stands in looking to put the bat on the ball for a change here with the first 2 guys going down on strikes to start the inning. He's set. Here it comes. Down and away, 1 ball and no strikes. And he won't bite at that one either. It's 2-0. Bases are empty here with 2 men out. In the dirt. It's 3-0 now.
And this is just a guy that's going to be happy to take a walk, so I'm a little bit surprised that they haven't challenged him a little bit more from the mound.
And he gets the call there, 3-1.
He can afford to be patient here because all he's looking to do is get on base and do his damage from there.
Ready on 3-1. Here it comes. And the count will be full. Good battle continues as this ball's chopped foul at the plate, and the count remains 3-2. Trying to strike out the side. Here it is. Went up and out of the zone that time, but he gets a piece of it, and he'll see another pitch. Here comes the payoff pitch. Hit hard on the ground towards second. A diving try, but he can't haul it in. It's through for a base hit.
Left fielder number 53, Melky Cabrera.
We'll give you another look at all 8 pitches here in the at-bat. I mean, this was a battle from beginning to end. He took some tough pitches, fouled off a few more, and then eventually he gets his reward with a solid base hit.
Here's Melky Cabrera. Shot towards second. Well, this will be pulled in out there at second base, and that'll be that. One left for Toronto as they're unable to add to their 2-0 lead. Oswaldo Arcia will dig in for a third time now. He's popped out and grounded out so far.
Oswaldo Arcia.
Right side and right into the shift. And he'll take this to the bag. 3 unassisted for the first out.
The left fielder, number 32.
Peter Barney will dig in for the third time now. He's struck out and bounced out in his first 2 trips. And he lays off there 1-0. And through 6 1/3, he's about to hit the 100 pitch mark now. Santana looks in. Here it is on 1-0. That one's going to find the seats. Strike 1. From the windup, the 1-1 pitch. And that's on the outside corner, 1-2.
Seems like it's been a fairly consistent pattern. Hard stuff early, soft stuff late. But these guys don't seem to have caught on yet.
It's a pretty standard operating procedure, too. But they just look lost up there.
Catch made out there by Bosch, and there are 2 away now.
Up next for Minnesota,
Eduardo Escobar will stride in. Popped out and singled in his 2 trips.
Yeah, and he made just a little adjustment last time coming off of that pop-up the first time around, and he got himself a base knock. That's what the good ones do.
Gets him out in front as this is hit in the air down the right field line. Bosch sprinting after it, and the inning is over. Twins are set down 1-2-3. They trail it here 2-0. Caleb Thielbar will be summoned from the bullpen now as he'll take over to start inning number 8.
Caleb Thielbar.
Leading off the inning, Joe Mauer, as they'll look for some added insurance before the bottom half of the inning.
Well, you know, he's been on base twice in this one already, so let's see if he can do it again.
Curveball, and that misses in the dirt for ball 1. Right back at him, but I think it got his glove. And they'll have no play as he reaches first base safely.
The center fielder, number 28, Colby Rasmus.
Ready now, Colby Rasmus. He drew a walk his first time up. In there, strike one. A look here at the hits per side here in the late going. Nobody out, runner on first. This ball will be chopped foul. 0-2 count. Here's the pitch. Swinging a ball hit softly on the ground. And he won't even think about second as he'll flip on to first for the sure out.
Up next for the Blue Jays, third baseman
Brett Laurie takes his turn now, looking to add some insurance to their lead in the form of that run standing out at second base.
Yeah, a base hit right through the infield would probably do it, but you can bet those guys in the outfield are going to be coming up gunning if they get any chance at all.
And here's ball four now on the intentional walk. So that'll set up the double play possibility with one gone.
now batting, the designated hitter, Elvis Baroa.
Elvis Baroa stands into the box. He could really use a knock here. 0 for 3 in the game so far. And a high strike to begin the at-bat. It's 0-1.
And here's where the Jays need that one hit to really capitalize here.
Chased a low ball there, and he's quickly down in the count. 0-2.
0-2, you got to shorten up. Find some way at least to put the ball in play. You can't afford to strike out here with an run out there at second base.
A swing, and he pops him up on the infield, and the infield fly rule will be in effect here.
The right fielder, number 00.
Brennan Bosch digs in, coming off a single in his last at-bat. There's a strike at the knees, 0-1.
And you know, this is a guy that loves the ball down and in. It's one of the locations he really covers well, so they're going to want to mix their spots here.
Slider taken here. 1 ball, 1 strike. 2 men are on with 2 men out. Down low, 2 balls and a strike.
Yeah, a good job here of working himself back into a hitter's count, especially with 2 men on base in front of him.
Breaks his bat as this one's popped up, and he'll avoid the fragments out there to make the catch that ends the inning. Blue Jays leave a pair. They're up 2-0. Leading off the inning, Pedro Florimon. And they'll need him to get something going here. Now action in the bullpen as their closer starts to get loose out there. Santana steps into the windup. Here comes the first pitch. And this is taken outside for ball 1. Well, that man right there is into his 8th inning of work now. Any concerns going forward?
Well, I think the only thing you have to worry about is that pitch count you see right there. Other than that, he's earned the right to stay out there. Usually the other team will tell you when you're starting to get tired.
That command may be starting to drift a bit. It's 2-0 now.
You got to think one thing here. Get on base. A walk will do the trick.
And he'll lay the fastball in here to get the count back to 2-1.
Yeah, and it seems like he kind of got away from that pitch here in the last few innings. You got to think about bringing that one right back.
And a good pitch there as he got him to go after one in the dirt, and it's back to even at 2-2.
And if he's getting tired, it's not showing in his slider. That pitch is still as tight as it was in the second inning.
Chop foul at the plate, and the count holds at 2-2. Just staying alive, putting together a really good at-bat here. Ooh, he saws him off with that one. And taking it out there for the first out.
You know, you always worry about the pitcher in a situation like this because he's the closest one to the action. So, of course, he has the least amount of time to dodge anything that comes his way. But he concentrates well enough to get the baseball and throw the guy out at first.
Byron Buxton will stand in for the fourth time now, still looking for his first hit of the ball game.
And he's not the only one either. This has been a great pitching performance so far, and they've had these guys chasing their tails all game long.
And this is going to be fouled into the diamond level seats. A windup and the 0-1. Oh, and he's really getting the better of him now. It's strike two. One out, nobody on. Now a fastball. Look out as he has to duck out of harm's way there.
You got to be careful with that inside location on 0-2. The last thing you want to do is hit him.
Looking for the strikeout. Here's the 1-2. Ball two. A full count, 3 balls and 2 strikes.
And a good job here of making him throw a lot of pitches. He probably doesn't have a whole lot left in the tank, so the more you make him work, the better your chances of getting a mistake.
And he lost him here on 3-2 as that pitch misses. It's ball 4.
And that's going to break a string of 7 in a row that he sent down. And so now with 1 away, they finally get themselves another base run.
Tomas Castro stands into the box. He's 0 for 2 so far in this one. Hit well on the ground to first. Reyes on to first. It's a double play as their woes continue. The inning is over. Can't ask for much more than this. 8 shutout innings thus far. 9th inning coming up. It's the Blue Jays 2 and the Twins nothing. Kicking off the top of the 9th, Greg Delgado, as they'll look for some added insurance before the bottom half of the inning. Glenn Perkins will come on now to start the 9th inning as he looks to keep this deficit right where it is for the bottom of the 9th. Oh, tried to check his swing there as this is hit to the left side. Throw on to first for the out, and that is how the 9th inning gets underway.
Now batting, catcher,
Abe Pittman will try it again. He's grounded out and struck out in 2 trips.
Yep, not showing too much so far, but he's got a chance to make something happen right here. See if he can put those other ABs behind him.
And that's in there for strike 1. Big swing and a miss at the fastball, and he's behind in the count 0-2. Boy, he sure can sling that thing, can't he?
He sure can. A very wide arm angle, comes from the first base side. It's not straight either. It's moving.
And a swing and a miss here, and the first 2 are dispatched to begin the 9th.
And this is one of those guys that you can spend all your time in the video room watching what his pitches look like, but Until you get out there and see it firsthand, you just have no idea how much his stuff moves around.
Chopped foul over towards the dugout. 2 out, nobody on. That's in there, and he's deep in the hole now, 0-2.
Yeah, that's in a great spot, too. Just hard, late movement working down and in.
And a waste pitch there, 1-2.
Well, I think that fastball is just for show there. He's not trying to throw this for a strike.
Perkins is ready. Here's the 1-2. And a slider's in the dirt as he lays off it for a ball. Bases are empty here with 2 men out. A little late with the swing, but he stays alive. Still 2-2. Just out in front of that one, still 2-2. And opposite field as he lines this down the line in right. And this will find the wall down near the 328 sign. And he is into second base with a double. His 3rd hit this afternoon.
Well, generally you'll have a lot of success if you keep the ball down in the zone, but this was the 3rd straight pitch to him down there. He finally figured out what was going on and just sat on it for 2 bases.
And ball 4 now as he'll take first on the intentional walk. Joe Mauer ready for another at-bat now. He's 2 for 3 so far.
Yeah, and you can bet he'd love to get himself that 3rd hit. Those are the kind of games that puts a little extra pep in your step.
And he'll start the at-bat with a slider that didn't miss by a whole lot. It's ball 1. And that's lifted the other way out to left. Will reach out with one hand to make the catch on the move, and that ends the inning. No runs, a hit, 2 left. Nothing further in the Toronto 9th. Last chance now for Minnesota. They trail 2-0. Yan Gomes will be tasked now with leading things off in their half of the 9th as they'll try to do something to prevent being shut out.
And whatever they've done for the first 8 innings hasn't yielded a whole lot so far, so quite frankly, I'm not expecting too much.
Hit hard to short, reined in. Throw by Reyes is right there for the first out.
Up next for the Twins, first baseman,
Ike Davis will stand in, needing to do something here to get on base as they're down to their final 2 outs.
Yeah, and you just can't worry about the score right here. You just got to be able to string together a couple of base runners and take it 1 pitch at a time, 1 runner at a time.
And this one's chopped foul right at home plate. On its way, the 0-2 pitch. And certainly no offer at that one. It's 1-2.
You know, he's pitched a really nice ball game to this point, but this is a big moment for him. And getting through the heart of this order at this stage of his outing would be huge.
A great pitch there as he couldn't get extended on that one, and he's down on strikes for the 2nd out.
Miguel Sato.
First pitch of the at-bat. Out in front of it, strike 1. Now a swing and a ground ball, but this will wind up a foul ball, strike 2. Looking for the complete game. Here's the pitch. Way outside. 1-2. 2 out, nobody on. Lined hard toward right center. That gets down. He's got himself a base hit. He'll take the turn and head for second. And he will stroll in there standing with a 2-out double.
The right fielder,
And now as a pitcher,
31,
you have to remind yourself that
Oswaldo
runner out there, he
Arcia.
means absolutely nothing. You're up by 2, so if he scores, hey, no big deal. You just can't let anyone else get on.
So now the Jays manager will make his way out toward the mound, and it appears a change is on its way, as that'll do it for Irvin Santana. Rick Rivas is on now to try to close things down here in the ninth.
Number 32, Rick Rivas.
Oswaldo Arcia will step in now as his guys look for a breakthrough here with a runner in scoring position.
Yeah, and it's been a long time coming. They haven't done anything with their opportunities so far. Maybe this will be the time that they finally crack the scoreboard.
Here's the first pitch to him. Fouled back. Outside for a ball, 1-1.
You can't worry at all about that runner at second. I mean, his run means nothing. Just go right at the guy at the plate.
In the dirt here. But fortunately here, no advance. Oh, and not an easy pitch to lay off of, but he did somehow, and he's got it to 3-1.
And obviously a walk here would be a big no-no with 2 outs in the ninth. You cannot put that tying run on base.
Runner in scoring position at second with 2 down. And that's taken for strike 2, as now they're down to their final strike here this afternoon.
Well, that may have been the last pitch in the at-bat that he could do something with. He's not going to get anything better than that.
One strike from the shutout. Here it comes. And he strikes him out to end it here, as they were able to get the possible tying run to the plate, but could not cash in.
Yeah, and that's a good job to come right out here and set the tempo for this series as they finish off a good road victory here in Game 1.
Time for one final check of the line score as you see the key players there in this shutout victory. And guys, we were treated to an excellent pitching performance in this one by the gentleman you see right here, Irvin Santana. Don't put that card in your bicycle spokes. He's our top player of the game.
Yeah, a little unfortunate he couldn't get that final out in the ninth, but still, 8 2/3, good innings of work, and he was on his game here in this one.
So that'll just about do it. For Eric Karros, Steve Lyons, and our entire crew, I'm Matt Vasgersian. This has been a presentation of MLB The Show. For more, don't forget to check out theshownation.com. The Blue Jays come out on top, 2-0. So long from Minneapolis.
Fans, our final line score this afternoon. First for the victorious.